What's up guys, my name is Sam, welcome back to my F1 2019 Career Mode episode 30, and today is the French Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the previous episode, the Canadian Grand Prix, I highly recommend to go check it out. It was a long time ago, 2 weeks, but we are back into this Career Mode, and we don't have any upgrades because I decided to save some reasons points to invest in the engine. But in the performance chart, now we are still the best car. McLaren now overtook Mercedes, followed by Toro Rosso and Ferrari way down the order. Shifting up a little bit, but we remain still the whole story. So let's see what we can do in this French Grand Prix, which is a track that I don't like that much, and the power unit is a little bit worn out, so it's going to be maybe a damage limitation race, we'll see. But make sure to smash like and subscribe, and if you need to see plenty more Formula 1 content, really motivates me to make more. And now for the qualifying for the French Grand Prix, let's see if you can qualify for the race. So without further ado, let's go the qualifying for the French Grand Prix.
Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green and the fight for pole position gets underway. The pressure on the drivers here is enormous. Some would say it's just as important as the race itself. How do you feel about that, Ant? And how did you deal with it yourself when you were out there on the track?
It's honestly really down to good old experience. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And that includes learning how to handle the pressure you're under. Getting a good qualifying is vitally important. If you can get away from the pack at the start and avoid all the first corner shenanigans, you'll have made your life so much easier.
And so here we are in Q1, going into turn 1, a little bit of a corner cut. Yes, don't kill me on the comments, but we'll see what we can do. Pace has been a little bit, I don't know, weird, because we've been a little bit down the order, but we'll see what we can do. Open the DRS across the line. It is going to be a 130 flat almost at his P3, and we are through into Q2, just a formality. Q1 and nowadays is really easy. Verstappen topping the section, so it's going to be quite a challenge if you want to beat our teammate in this weekend. David Butler is out and he didn't even set a single time, so that was really weird. Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari out as well, so Vettel has been struggling quite a bit in this season too, and now here we are in Q2. It is going through the first sector, a part of the track where actually I'm pretty strong because I feel so confident attacking the corners. And yeah, I don't know, the Red Bull is a car that is really natural when it comes to downforce and open the DRS, and we set a worst time because I tried to qualify on the medium tires, but yeah, no use, and that was a silly attempt because the pace has been really slow, and there was no way that I was qualifying on the mediums, but still I tried, and it was no use. Going for purple on the first sector now that we are on the soft tires to get through the top 10 shootout. 1.5 seconds up, and we cross the line at his P7 despite that huge gain. I was expecting to be like in the top 3, but me and Verstappen only just get into the top 10 shootout, P9 and P10, and yeah, Red Bull not looking good in this qualifying, I don't know, but Verstappen is really slow in Q1 and Q2 generally, and then in Q3 he wakes up and sets pole position. It's not the first time that happens in this career mode. Probably is going to happen in this French Grand Prix, we'll see. Going through the first sector, now through one of the parts of the track where I struggle the most, despite placing the car pretty decently here, as you can see, no wheel spin. And really, it's been a really tidy lap with some time left on the table in the first sector, but I think this can get us in a pretty decent position. We'll see. Going through the penultimate corner, now the final corner, maximize, use all the track that we can, hit the apex, and we're going to put the throttle as early as we can. Verstappen setting provisional pole, so what I say is true, and we cross the line and we are in P3 with 4 tenths away of Verstappen fastest time. And here we are for our second attempt, but you're going to see that unfortunately we're not going to be able to set the time because we ran out of time. I was a little bit distracted, and unfortunately that's an early end to our qualifying, and we're going to start this race in P10. P10, and Verstappen starting in P2. It was faster by 5 tenths of a second. That's a lot. So just to see that our pace has not been really good this weekend. But remember that our power unit is really old, and I decided to take the sacrifice this weekend. So that's maybe one of those reasons, if not the strongest reason, that we are really slow. So let's see if we can do something decent in the race, because we need some good points for the championship. So it's time for the French Grand Prix. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Pierre Gasly and Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Weber, Norris and Thomas, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kvyat, Grosjean, Stroll, Sebastian Vettel and George Russell. Kubica and Devon Butler starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thanks, Jeff, and welcome guys to the French Grand Prix, starting in P10 after a dreadful qualifying. And yeah, the strategy-wise is going to be a one-stop. So even if I started on the mediums, if I went to the top 10 shootout on the mediums, I think it would a two-stop anyway, or maybe a one-stop if I switch to the tire. But the tire wear hasn't been the best. But even if it was the best, I think it would be a two-stop anyway, because our car is not upgraded enough to, you know, get the one-stop work. I think it's possible it would be switched to the hards, but I think that wouldn't work. So it's better to stick with the two-stop. But this is Valtteri Bottas starting in pole position and followed by Verstappen. So he has a race win in our hands while we are way behind him. So we have maybe a damage limitation race, like I said in the beginning of the episode. But we'll see what we can do in this French Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And away we go. Let's see if we can get up into a good start. No, it's a terrible start. Always bogging down in third gear. And we already drop a position. We are alongside Kevin Magnussen as we go into turn 1. And we're going to all around the outside. And we get the position back. Still in P10. Trying to get a good exit of Norris. It blocks us a little bit. And now we are alongside of the McLaren. So just to see the difference in straight line speed, our power unit is very worn out as we try to go on the inside. And now around the outside. And this is a part of the track. It's the first sector that we are really strong. Because it doesn't require that much of the engine. It requires more of the aero. And then that's where this Red Bull wins at the moment. At least for me, because Verstappen should be with a brand new power unit, because it's way up to you, or it's just me that the pace is not that brilliant. We're going to continue this Grand Prix, P9 at the moment. Weber so far from the racing line, as you can see, trying to get some slipstream, and we're going to make a massive dive around the outside through the chicane. That is a brilliant move by us. Weber was so far from the racing line because he was trying to get some slipstream, and his braking wasn't the best, and we had so much room available that I decided, okay, let's go for it, and we made an amazing overtake on the German, our former F2 teammate and teammate at Toro Rosso. He's been doing actually pretty decent in Season 2 with, in the Toro Rosso. That is not that competitive. It's the Lucas Weber effect, where, if you don't know, the Lucas Weber effect is the effect where Weber is absolutely OP in this career mode, trying to catch Raikkonen, but as you can see, the AI has so much better traction, especially in the left hand of the third sector. That is absolutely impossible to keep up with it. But Weber is going to maybe try to do something, is to making a big lunge on us on the inside, but there you have yellow flags, and Weber is round. Lucas Weber is round, is in last place of this GP. We made contact, and maybe that was a little bit vicious for Lucas Weber. Virtual safety car has been deployed, and we'll wait to see the replay, but that was an incident with our former F2 teammate. Two rivals collide of my F110 story mode. We can say story mode, but there he is. We made contact, and Weber has been sent off to the track, and maybe that is chances of scoring points out of the bag, unless we have a safety car or something like that. But we're going to see the replay, confirmation that is in last place. And as you can see, yes, it was too ambitious from Lucas Weber, so I'm afraid that I have to say that Weber 100% of the fault is for Weber. So as you can see I stopped the replay. You can see that the line was already mine. I was already taking the corner, and Weber tried to go for a gap that it doesn't exist. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, but I couldn't do anything. So this happened behind us of our incident, and this is the two houses that make contact as well. It's not just in real life, as you can see. It was contact between Grosjean and Kvyat, and Grosjean got away, but I think he has damage on his end plate on the left side. So we're going to see now from Grosjean's POV. He's trying to go around the outside of Kvyat. He's on the soft tire, on the medium tires, and yeah, I think Kvyat made a double lockup, and Grosjean had absolutely no chance. So maybe I can consider that a double incident, or maybe Kvyat missed just that. But yeah, he made a double lockup. He made a mid spin, and despite that, he didn't lose any position, which was really surprising to see. So it wasn't that a big loser. The biggest loser of this lap was definitely Lucas Weber, but now this is a train ahead of us. This is Daniel Ricciardo alongside Lewis Hamilton, and now this is going to be a drag race as they trying to go side by side through the right hand, and not still. They're going just about now, and Gasly trying to find a gap between these two guys, but he can't find, and they're still side by side, and Hamilton is going to take around the outside, going to defend that position. Ricciardo is going to run wide so much for all four wheels off to the track that Gasly is going to take a chance, and he takes the position, and Gasly really looking good in this Grand Prix actually. So it's good to see. He's been struggling a little bit, but now he was ahead of Hamilton. I forgot to put the replay where Gasly overtook Hamilton, so apologies for that. But Hamilton, he regained that position, fly past him, and at the end of lap 5, I decided I'm going to pit 2 laps earlier because these guys are I'm stuck behind these guys. I can't do anything. I don't have enough traction to maybe outdrag Raikkonen. And I decided, okay, these guys are stuck behind themselves, and they are losing time. They are stuck in their dirty air, and I decided, okay, let's get some clean air, some new tires, and maybe we can overtake this train, and we can make a strategic master stroke. We'll see, because now the pace is not good. Maybe we can win in terms of strategy, but after that, if we overtake, we're going to have a bigger problem, that is defend from this guy. So I'm going to try to defend like an absolute hero, and this is Max Verstappen. So we overtook Bottas during the first stint. I didn't record that overtake, so apologies for that. So Verstappen in a league of his own, and this is going to mean something in the championship, because this is going to get close, because if we don't score good points, I think Verstappen can really jump into the lead of the championship, because we are separated by maybe, I think, less than 20 points. But now this is Leclerc. He's been being held up massively by Devon Butler. This is absolutely ridiculous how slow Devon Butler is going. I wonder if he has front wing damage, or his tires are really old, because he has to stop, remember. And there he is, Leclerc. We have the TRS gaining on Butler. Leclerc already made the move on Butler. I wanted to try something on Leclerc, but we have to stick with Butler. We're going to dive on the inside on the chicane, and we made the move stick, and that was really easy. Unfortunately, we didn't get Leclerc because it was really far, and the traction, as you can see, the left-hander is so bad that Butler, I think, had a slightly better getaway than me on the straight, just to see how much we are struggling in this GP. And now in the top right corner, the guys ahead of us, the likes of Gasly and Hamilton, are pitting, and this is going to be crucial, because I believe this can get a bit close. So Gasly is pitting right now, and followed by Hamilton. So Gasly is ahead of Hamilton, so he overtook him once again, and this is Hamilton fitting the soft tires once again. So a very interesting strategy. Is he going for an ambitious free stop? I don't know. And Gasly fitting the soft tires as well. So a very interesting strategy by these two guys. But now we are on the start-finish straight, and this is going to maybe get closer to these guys, as Gasly now turns off the pit limiter, and we're going to overtake him. Yes, we're going, and with the undercut has definitely worked, and I believe Raikkonen has still to pit. No, actually not. He's going side by side with Daniel Ricciardo, that dropped behind Gasly and Hamilton. So a lot of changes, and like I said, these guys were battling so much that they were battling certainly, because Gasly got ahead of Hamilton, and Ricciardo dropped behind Raikkonen. And yeah, the undercut really worked, but now Gasly, he's a much faster car than me, and he's in a much faster tire, so he's going to be mega quick, and we're going to really struggling to defend from the Toro Rosso. There he is. He's going to have TRS open, and look at the straight line speed of that Honda power, that comparing with our one power unit, and he gets ahead of us, and that's absolutely nothing that I can do. That Gasly is absolutely in a league of his own, and Verstappen pitting, and he's going to fit the hard tires, and Bottas as well. That is a really interesting strategy. Are we seeing a one-stop in this Grand Prix? That's a very interesting strategy. I was saying in the beginning that maybe the one-stop wasn't very viable, but Verstappen and Bottas, the race leaders, are risking the one stop, and they are going to drop behind the guys that started on the mediums, and this is going to get really tasty once they get the traffic, and maybe the race can be decided in who's going to, you know, manage the traffic better. And we skip forward on to lap 9, and Gasly now is going to try to maybe something on Leclerc, but we are struggling a lot in traction, as you can see, run a little bit off to the track, and Hamilton is behind us with a really good pace. He's on the soft tires. Despite setting personal bests, as you can see, we are not pulling away off Hamilton, and we're losing time to Gasly. It's absolutely outrageous how much slow we are in this Grand Prix. I'm going to tell you, and as Hamilton is going to try on the inside, I'm going to tell you later, and we're going to try all around the outside, now switch to the inside, and we maintain the position. But as I was going to say, this race was an absolute pain on the ass for me, and Hamilton is going to take a second bite on the cherry. He's going to try to take the inside line as we go flat out. I can go flat out here despite going side by side, and we maintain the position. And now this is Verstappen on the lead. Now Kubica is on the lead. He's re-overtaking Verstappen, and Bottas is going to switch on the inside. This is for the lead of the race, remember, despite Kubica has to stop, remember. And Bottas is going to take the inside line over Verstappen. Verstappen is doing everything to hold the lead of this French GP, and he can't do anything. Now it's going to be a drag race as they go through the right hand and the Mercedes power. He's getting some slipstream of Kubica, and Valtteri Bottas takes the lead once again of this French Grand Prix, and Verstappen is should be furious, fuming at the moment, because he's losing time with not back markers, because he's not blue flag, but definitely they are in a different race against Kubica. And look how much Gasly and Leclerc gained on these guys, but remember they have to stop again, and Verstappen and Bottas probably are not going to stop in this Grand Prix, as now we're overtaking Grosjean, one of the guys that started on the mediums. He's a much slower Haas, and we sail past around the outside through the first corner, a part of the track that we are really strong, so we made things really easy for us. But look at the straight line speed of Lewis Hamilton. He's going to on the inside again, but we're going to manage to defend, and like I said, we're doing everything. I'm doing everything that I could, everything in my power to defend this position, because at the moment it's not looking really that good for us, because like I said, we're so slow. I'm doing bits to defend from Hamilton. This is Gasly overtaking Verstappen, and Leclerc being overtaken by Verstappen, and now Leclerc is going to try to overtake Gasly. This is brilliant stuff between these three guys, two youngsters battling at this GP, and Verstappen is the biggest loser. He lost 2 positions, and this is Hamilton. He pitted for medium tires, so definitely was a 2-stop. I think the 3-stop would be impossible. Maybe the tire wear for them is better than mine, and they decided to risk a soft tires, and it definitely worked for Gasly, but not I can say that much for Hamilton, because he was stuck behind me. And on lap 15, Vettel is out of the race, and we have a virtual safety car, which it was really unfortunate, because I was so close to the pit entry. If it was the old layout of the French Grand Prix, at that moment I would be entering to the pits to fit the medium tires, and that would gain maybe a lot of time that I would overtake Gasly and Leclerc. And but in the next lap, we're going to pit and dress another set of medium tires, and we get an unsafe release. We go into Ricciardo, but now Hamilton, as you can see, going now through the final corner. Let's see, I don't know if this is going to get closer, because Hamilton now is going to get the undercut, probably going to overtake us as he goes through the final corner, start finish straight, I should say. And let's see, he's going to get a little bit closer. We received a warning for crossing the white line, and Hamilton got ahead of us, so there was absolutely nothing that I could do. Now what I can do is trying to push, but as you can see, Spatting going purple on the second sector. Just see, Hamilton is mega fast at the moment, and there's absolutely nothing that I can do. Hamilton going so far from the racing line, and we're going to make a massive dive around the outside. This is absolutely amazing move. Wow! Absolutely out of nowhere we overtook Hamilton. It was like 300 meters and lost so much momentum. I don't know why the hell he was going so far from the racing line. I mean, I think he was trying to get some slipstream of Charles Leclerc, but yeah, we took the opportunity, and we made an amazing, an incredible move. And now we have to manage Nico Hulkenberg, that is on the hard tires, and he's in the one stop, and he's doing absolutely brilliant in that Renault, but he's not on the point anymore as we go on the inside, attack that corner. I really love I hate Paul Ricard, but that corner is really good to do. The rest of the circuit for me is absolute trash. And this is for the lead of the race, and Verstappen is going to retake the lead of the French Grand Prix as he overtakes Bottas, fly past him with the help of the DRS. And now we're 25 points back. Verstappen, this is going to mean huge in the championship, but now we have team radio.
Some information on Giovinazzi. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
This also means good news for us, because Giovinazzi is ahead of us and he's mega slow on the hard tires. He has a problem. I think he was in P5, so that's really unfortunate for the Italian, and he gets overtaken really easily by Pierre Gasly, so he's up into P5, looking really good in the French Grand Prix once again, Gasly, so it's good to see him making good results, especially in his home Grand Prix, and Leclerc around the outside very easily. There's nothing that Giovinazzi can do, but we have some business to do. We just 3 laps to go, and we have DRS, slipstream on Kubica, rich mix, overtake mode, everything that I can get out of this trash power unit that is really worn out, and we are into P9, and I think that we can do to P8, yes we can, as we're starting our final lap, and we are in the slipstream of Antonio Giovinazzi. Really unfortunate for him, but I think he's going to finish in P10. I think he's going to be overtaken by Kubica still, and we're going to go around the outside through the first corner, actually resist a little bit, but Giovinazzi has absolutely no chance with that problem in that McLaren. And after that, that was pretty much it. It's going to be a P8. Max Verstappen wins the French Grand Prix, and I can tell you already that we're going to be level on points in the championship, and I couldn't do much more because our car was really falling apart, and I decided to take the sacrifice today, especially in the track that we are not really good. I decided to take, you know, the pain, but I think it could be much worse, but in a nutshell, it was a really bad day in the office.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
And there you go, confirmation results that Verstappen took the win, and Raikkonen actually in P3 in the Alfa Romeo, so that's really surprising to see. And yeah, just 4 points in the back, and Weber actually made a good comeback. He finished in P11, so imagine what could have been if he made that stupid mistake. But in the championship, we are level on points as Verstappen. Now the things are going to get really punchy, maybe with that teammate, but we have to remember that we can be that punchy because of our teammates. And in the constructors, we are really comfortable on the head. Is a Red Bull 1-2 and over 100 points ahead of Mercedes. But that has been the episode 30 of my career mode, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash like, subscribe, and if you see plenty more Formula 1 content. And now we have a contract negotiation with Red Bull, so now we can improve our perks, and we're going to have a successful contract. Is P4 qualifying and race, and we have still the second driver. It's said to not be that ambitious, but the perks are definitely much better. And for the next episode, we should have an upgrade for the Austrian Grand Prix for the engine department, and then a major upgrade for the British Grand Prix. So I decided to invest the engine. As you can see, we are lacking a lot in the straight line speed. I've been investing more on the chassis, but there you go, and that's the upgrades that are going to be ready. I decided to buy a durability upgrade, but I decided to give priority to the engine, and we're going to say goodbye to this old power unit. Maybe I'm going to use some first elements once we get to Hungary, because basically Monaco with that power race doesn't require that much certain speed, with the exception of the start-finish rate. But in the championship, things are really looking good for a good show in these next few races. And the next episode is going to be Red Bull's home race at Austria, so let's see if he can put a good impression. But that has been for today, guys, and I'll see you guys for brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.